Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome to Rabbit Hole. This is our first episode of 2025.
back. Yes.
Let's get a couple things out of the way. I look a mess. It's a somber day. It is. We're recording. What's this? January 19th or January? Oh, January 20th. Sorry.
Yeah, 20th. Ew,
So,
it's the 20th already?
It is. So,
Ew.
you can put one and two together on why today's a somber day.
Oh, yes. I was like, the weather.
But,
what?
yeah, the reason why it took us a while to record another episode was because I actually had like the flu
Mhm.
like since New Year's. So I actually just started feeling better
did that
literally
happen?
Friday. Well, Rod's little brother I guess had walking pneumonia during Christmas and was
Oh.
just still actively moving through
Oh,
life.
we love that.
Dancing through life.
We love that.
He said, dancing through life. He was we were just complicit in it too, because we were just walking around, we were just chilling with him, hey, how you doing? He's like, it's good. And I really didn't feel anything because this was around Christmas, mind
Right.
you, he was feeling sick. So I don't
Yeah.
know, Christmas came and went. A whole week went by. I was fine. But then Rod's dad started getting sick.
Oh.
And love him to death.
Uh-huh.
That man does not cover his mouth.
Right. As most men don't.
Yes, most middle-aged men
Yeah.
don't.
They don't
So-
know what a sneeze into the
just
arm
cough
is.
it into the abyss.
Right.
So yeah, I got sick. And I thought it was gonna go away, but ended up getting worse. I had bronchitis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. So bad that I actually had to go to urgent care.
Oh, that's when you know.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
nobody
I had,
wants to
the
do that.
worst. Yeah, I was really holding off on that, and I had the worst honking cough. That
like one of those
that
You hear it?
mucusy ass cough those little kids get too, but also that that type of cough too,
Yes.
just that really dry
yes,
cough.
yes.
So Rod took me to urgent care. He's you gotta go.
Oh.
He's we are get in the car. We're gonna go to urgent care. So he took me to urgent care, and I'm in the waiting room.
Ow.
Are you good?
Now it's quiet as hell. Also, if there's a lot of technical difficulties, give us some grace. It's been 2
Yeah,
weeks,
it's been
so
2
we're
weeks. So I was in the waiting room at the doctor, and the doctor finally comes in, and he he asked me a couple questions, and he's yeah, just from what I heard outside,
oh, oh,
I can tell that you probably have some sort of bronchitis. I can hear it out there. Basically,
I'm
being
imagining this sound in my head, and it's just this nasty ass cough.
Yeah, you know the cough, that honking, that.
Yep.
Ugh, it was bad.
Ugh.
And yeah, so he was basically so he was yeah, I could hear it out there. He word for word, he was yeah, from what I'm hearing out there,
Right.
it sounds like you got bronchitis. And I was just okay, rude.
Damn, he just knew.
Yeah. And then he was but it's all good. We're gonna get you on a Z-Pack, which is for the flu. It's antibiotic.
Yeah.
And then a steroid for an anti-inflammatory. So
Mhm.
he was all right, I'll be right back. So I'm there, and I'm still just dying. And then he comes back and he hands me the meds, and he takes the biggest step back. Literally, I gotta show you. He went like this.
He said, "Ew."
He said, "Here, booger."
Oh,
Nah, but I was just
wait, they handed you the medicine there?
yeah, I was surprised.
Interesting.
Because usually you gotta go to
Yeah.
the pharmacy and stuff, but no, he had it there, and
Oh, period.
so
Love
I've
that.
been taking that.
He said,
and
"You really need this. We're not even gonna let you go to the
You've
CVS.
got no time to waste.
Yeah,
you have 30 minutes.
You do you know you have 30?
No,
Literally.
oh my god. So yeah, I've just been dealing with that. It's not even the good type of flu where you lose 20 pounds. It's just coughing and well,
No,
I mean, if
Well,
I'm gonna
I don't-
suffer, at least make it worth my
that don't
while.
happen to me.
I always hear about people getting sick and then
Mhm.
they're like, oh, like I was just like so sick. Like I lost like 10, 15 pounds. And I'm like, God, I've seen what you've done for others. Why did you not give me that? Why did you
That
give me that
has
flu?
That has to be like,
You gave me the nasty.
I will eat no matter fucking what.
Mm.
Like, I will eat no matter what.
And now I just have like this like crazy like sinus situation. So I'm still kind of going through it. But
Yeah. Anything with the throat is just like,
I hate my life right now. And like this is how my 2025 started. So
it's been a gnarly month. Like a
so
crazy,
far,
crazy
yeah.
month.
So far, not living.
No,
Living.
no, not eating. No.
It's honestly giving like 2020 flop Tropica. Like
Right.
it's not.
Spooky.
Oh, I guess like some things that I was doing while I was sick.
Right. Actually, let's go. Yes.
I was painting. I
Yes.
got 2 paintings done.
Period.
So I'm trying to have like.
So you need to be dying in order to like.
No, I did try to make like I told you I had like my my bingo.
Oh yeah.
My like New Year's bingo, and one of them was to like have like an art like series. So I am just trying to like pump out a bunch of paintings. It definitely helped that like I couldn't really like leave the house.
Yeah.
And I was dying.
That's the one thing. I mean, not that being sick is good, but it's like, especially when you're like sick, not too sick, that you're able to like do things.
Yeah, I was forcing myself.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, the steroid that they gave me, because apparently like it's a steroid, so it does like kind of like give you energy. Like that was kind of like forcing me to get up and do things, because when I wasn't taking that, I was like absolutely like
drained.
Miserable. I was like, kill me. I'm like why is this happening to me? Yeah.
I'm sick. I mean, I am sick. And just in general, but I'm scared for the day I get sick. I haven't gotten sick in like years. Literally. Literally. I really don't remember the last time I was sick. Maybe it was COVID, when I got COVID. But even then, I didn't get COVID like crazy like other people do.
Yeah.
My immune system is insane for somebody who does not take care of themselves literally at all. I haven't taken a vitamin in years. So I don't know. It's working overtime over here.
When I
Thank
got
you.
COVID.
I love you.
What was your COVID like though?
I just had like a cold.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't lose my senses. I didn't like my lungs weren't hurting. Like I wasn't.
Period.
It wasn't like a respiratory kind of thing.
Yeah,
I was
mine
just,
was
like,
respiratory.
Yeah.
It was actually a lot similar to what I had like these past 2 weeks, where it was like, it wasn't that like phlegmy cough, but it was that like like that, like stun a girl like cough like like it was like a honk. It's like so bad. But it did not help though. When I had COVID, I was like still smoking weed.
Oh, well, that's all you need to hear here.
Dark times,
right?
It was not good.
That is so bad.
I know. Rod was like, "Are you serious right now?" And I was like, "I just need something." And he's like, "Stop!
My
like,
God.
you need help." Yeah.
But have you heard of that new? I don't think it's a Corona like thing, but it's kind of like it's called like the. I wish I knew the names of anything.
The HMPV or whatever you're talking? Is that what you're talking about?
Or
I think maybe I got the letters mixed up.
What's the like the meaning of those?
Girl.
Oh, okay, never mind that. No,
it's
like
I got the letters out.
It's like anti or something like that, anti something, and a lot of people are getting it. Apparently, it fucking sucks. So I thought maybe you had that. It kind of feels like food poisoning. That's what people are saying.
No, I didn't have
like on crack.
I didn't have food poisoning, but it was definitely there is like a respiratory like RSV type of thing going around. I think I did have that. Like
You're good now, right?
Yeah, no, I'm really good. I like
I just realized.
No, I mean, when did I text you last? Friday? I think Friday was like the last day I was like actually like feeling like even like just like a little not good. Now it's just like a personal thing. Now
it's not like contagious or anything, right? At this point, okay. Because I literally just said I haven't been sick in years.
I cannot get sick right now.
Right.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
But yeah, speaking of health, I guess.
Yeah.
I also have I was like trying. I think like another thing that was like helping me feel like a little bit better was like I was like going on the treadmill, the little walking pad situation,
yes.
and I was like, I don't know what it is about like that walking just like walking and like doing stuff, I could do that for hours.
Right.
Like, but if I go to a gym and I'm on a treadmill, like it's the most boring thing. Like, do not put me on a stairmaster at the gym. I fucking hate it.
I hate the treadmill. Oh, Stairmaster. I think I touched a Stairmaster once, and I did it for like, I'm not kidding, like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm off this. Like,
and honestly, that is like so embarrassing. It's like, that's another reason I hate going to the gym. It's just like, I hate to go on a treadmill or a Stairmaster and then get off in 10 seconds.
yeah, it is.
Because like, I feel like someone's watching and they'd be like, oh, she ain't feeling that.
And they usually have like 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, you did all that, and then you have to like clean it. And it's like, you did all that for 2 seconds. Like, if you're not going to do it, don't do it. Right. It is. Yeah, and I hate the treadmill. It just sucks. I always do the old lady one, the elliptical.
Yeah,
I love me an elliptical. I will do it for like 2 hours. I'm there like, yes. But a treadmill, good 30 minutes and I'm done.
Yeah, but something about like doing it while I'm like working, it just hits different.
Yeah.
I also started like, I'm trying to be on like a caloric deficit to like just like eat a little less calories to like just help with like just my weight loss in general.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, so I spent like all day yesterday just meal prepping for the week, which it was fine, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. But now, mind you, I ate the right amount of food, like a proper portion, like I ate last night. Tell me why. And I ate at a reasonable time too. I think I ate at like 7-ish. Girl, I was fucking hungry. You would think
yeah.
I was like this close to chewing my damn ankle.
Like, yeah.
I was like,
well, I guess you have to like time it right, but also at night you said you were hungry?
Yeah, like
at what time?
I don't know, like 10?
Well, girl, you go to sleep at 9. I don't know. Like, you cannot be staying up and saying you're hungry. Because I feel you. I'm the same. Because I've been on a diet too, and I've been doing a lot of like salads and just like fruits and whatnot, just like healthy shit.
Miserable.
It is miserable. I've been doing like these frozen meals that are like healthy.
Okay.
So those are kind of like my cheat. It's just because it tastes good. Honestly, my salads are good though. I'd be busting it down with some salad because I do like the whole egg and like the chicken, and I really do I put my foot into it. But at night, and I go to sleep at like 4:00 in the morning, so I'd be like, and like any little snack that I see in my room, I'm like trying to stop myself. I had some crackers, and I was like, I'll just have 2. Also, listen, we're not starving ourselves, okay? We're eating, but
it's not.
I've ate enough.
I want to be clear. I've had more than enough to eat.
No, I remember I was watching this edit. You know that 100, my 1,000-pound life or whatever, with the old little man. They go to like the doctors and he tells them that they're fat and they need to like lose weight, and if they can't get the surgery.
Okay.
You ever seen that show?
I've seen this show, but I don't think I've seen the like.
Well, there's this clip where she obviously she has to go on a diet, and she's like, well, I haven't eaten. And he's like, I think you've eaten enough. you've eaten enough.
I still have to eat something. No. Eating the food that belonged to the next 4 years ahead of time.
It's fucking crazy.
He's like, you can take a break. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I want to be clear. Like, we're not starving ourselves. No. It's not that at all. It's just like.
It's more like a detox for me. Because I feel like I've put so much shit into my body. Especially the couple of like past months. Where this is so sad to admit, but I was eating like Taco Bell every night. Like the box that brings like 4 tacos in it. With nachos and cinnamon rolls and a big ass soda.
Yeah. My mouth watering.
It is, yes, yum. But also, like, I was slowly killing myself. Like, it was so bad. I had to delete DoorDash, and I've just been on my salads and my healthy foods because it was actually like a problem. And I was like, oh, that's not okay. So I'm just detoxing a little bit, and then I'm gonna start working out. Which I've set up my whole, I've talked about the walking pad and how it's been in that room for like a couple months now. But I finally took it downstairs. Okay. And I put it in the room and we set everything up, and I'm actually going to start walking. So
it really like isn't that bad. Like, I'm telling you, if you like put on like a show or something, Or if you even like went as far as to get like one of those like standing desks, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the
I need to
standing
get one.
desk was the game changer. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like like the other day, I was literally on like just walking for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one because
It slaps. But yeah, it's like it's not even just like the weight loss aspect of it.
Mhm.
It's just like also like just hormonally, I just like want to eat better foods.
Mhm.
Like it's not like I eat like that terrible now, but I just like I want the things that like I put in my body to be like nourishing in some way, and like especially like during the winter, like I feel like I get like the winter uglies like real bad.
Mhm.
Like I mean, you can see right now, like my hair is hella dry. My skin's like really dull and like dry, so I was just like, I mean, let me do like one good thing for my body, because like everything else just feels like it's like in the shitter right now.
Right.
And yeah, and I'm just tired of my clothes not like fitting. And I get that you could like buy like you can buy larger clothes and everything, that's fine, but it's just like I don't want to spend any more money.
Yeah.
I'm fucking broke.
Honestly, true.
I feel like just
It's like
trying
my
to
clothes
lose the
should
weight
fit
is the
me.
yeah.
I bought these clothes. They should fit me.
Yeah.
Like, why am I not fitting into my clothes?
So
Yeah.
just right now, like losing weight is the cheaper option for me. So
you kind of ate down with that. Honestly, it is cheaper to lose weight than to have to buy more clothes.
Yeah, it's just like if I mean, I still do like buy clothes for like this size. Now, it's not like I'm like I don't think I'm like
Right,
big
you're
by
like
any
banned.
means. No, but it's just like I don't know. It's just a lot of the clothes that I have are things that I bought like before like 2020. So obviously the pandemic, like it changed everybody's lives, and like I went like on a downward spiral a little bit in 2020, and I think that like I ended up gaining a lot of weight because like I was just kind of like using like eating as like a I don't even know how to like I would eat when I was bored, especially like during lockdown.
Story
and just like
of my life.
yeah,
Such a
it's just like
butterfly.
I don't know. I'm also just trying to have like a better relationship with food.
Also,
and
it's
just myself.
embarrassing.
What do you
Like,
mean?
what am I doing eating a Taco Bell box every fucking night? Like, ew. Get it together, fatty. Like, get it the fuck together. I'm sorry, I'm bleeping that out, but it's true. And I'm saying it about myself. But it's when you're sitting in your
I know
fucking
that's just
bed
delicious though.
eating Taco Bell at night,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well,
get it the fuck together.
just
Eat a
like-
salad.
it's one of those things that like have you ever heard of like post nut clarity?
Yes.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like right when you're about to eat it, you're like, oh yeah.
Yes, you put the phone
as
up.
soon as you swallow that last bite, you're like,
Mhm.
what have I done?
Yeah. And that's so sad. So that's what I was going through. But I think, you know how I told you that it needs to like click for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done it a lot where I'm like, I'm going to eat healthy, and I do it for like a week and I'm like over it. I think I've gotten come on, English. I've gotten over the hump, and now I'm on the other side where it's like, okay, I think I can continue this. Because you know that little struggle in the beginning where you're just like, just give up.
Yeah.
Like the
that's kinda
food
how
is
I'm
right
feeling.
there. Like just eat the nasty food. But I think I'm over the hump, and now I'm like, it's not that bad. Like my salads actually taste good. Like I don't make them depressing and sad.
Mhm.
The food that I'm eating isn't like just eating a nut a day. Like I'm actually eating, and I'm also losing weight at the same time. So I'm kind of like, okay, I can do this. I just need to stay strong.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Cause I made myself like cauliflower, like I made like a teriyaki cauliflower situation, which is like good, but it's obviously like not a chicken tender.
Right.
And I was like eating it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the way I think of like eating diet food is like it's kind of like when you're like drinking like wine or like beer or anything like for like the first time. Like the first few times you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Like but you will get used to it. Like nobody starts drinking coffee. Like no one had like a sip of coffee and then was like, this is amazing.
Literally.
Maybe some people are like that, but like I don't know. The average person isn't going to drink like black coffee, like hot black coffee, and be like, wow, this is great.
You gotta work your taste
Yeah,
buds
you gotta
into it.
like work your way up to it. So that's just like how I'm trying to like see it. But man, I made hummus today, like from scratch.
I love hummus.
Yeah, I should have brought. I made so like I made a lot, so I should have brought you some.
That's
I didn't
fine.
know. Very unrelated,
Mhm.
but the whole one and done video thing kind of reminded me. So I did record a video for my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing like crazy. It's literally just like me talking and like I'm literally just kind of like describing like this work. So like the paintings that I'm doing right now, I am gonna like kind of like put out once they're like all ready. And so I just kind of like posted a video describing a little bit about that and why I'm doing that. So that should be going out this week.
You should do
Little plug.
TikToks too.
Oh my god,
No?
do we want to start talking about TikTok?
Should we get into the TikTok lore of it all?
Oh my god.
Girl.
There seems like no better transition than now.
All right, then let's get into it because I have opinions. I have opinions.
We have a lot of thoughts here.
I'm ready to fight.
All
Put up a
right.
chongo because I'm ready to fucking fight somebody.
Yeah, so let's get into it, shall we? So we were very much prepared to have a funeral. We were going to have a memorial service.
We really were. We were gonna
We
do like a
were.
whole funural moment, like makeup smear, like the
I
whole
was about
bit.
to print out photos with that girl that's like, hey, you've been scrolling for too long. I got one of those.
Oh my god, that made me want to cry.
All right, hold on. First
Okay.
of all, Saturday, my screen time must have been like 20 hours.
Yeah.
I told Rod, I'm like, you need to not bother me. I'm in
Yeah.
mourning.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's like going off. I have to like make sure like I'm good. I got to get everything out. And like literally, I was like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha. Like,
Just speed swiping. Yeah.
and like she came up because I was just like scrolling too
She?
much. Yeah, I think her name's
She?
Dora.
Oh.
But
That's an interesting name.
no, I think her name really is Dora.
Hmm.
But she came up and I was like this close to being like, I'm not gonna miss you, bitch.
Oh.
But I didn't, because I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I think I actually will miss you, but not anymore because
Mm-hmm.
you want to get into it.
Well, okay. So, I want to talk about my experience.
Okay.
Losing
right.
this app because I was on the app. I was scrolling. Were you scrolling when it shut down?
No, I had to like keep taking breaks because I
Mhm.
was like, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna react.
Uh-huh.
Like, this is so.
I know this is so dumb.
melodramatic. Like,
Well, some people actually had like that was their jobs, you know, and
Yeah.
there's businesses and things like that. So it's like, also, can I just say something? Because remember that episode we did where we were talking about like the TikTok like being shut down, and I was saying how like I low-key wanted to see like what happens, and like I felt like I was gonna be okay, and then I would have reels and all that. I would just like to take back everything, and I kind of want to delete that episode because now thinking about it and putting it into perspective, it's like I didn't think about the millions of people who like have like that's their
Businesses.
job, and that like that's their livelihood, you know. So I think I was just talking more about like I wanted to see what it would do for my life.
yeah.
You know, like in a self-destructive kind of way, like take away something good and see what happens to me. So yeah, but like I was saying, I was on the app, I was scrolling, and it just quite literally booted me out, and I was like having anxiety, which is so fucking sad because I get it, it's an app, but it's also like it's my app, you know. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I also get what you're saying.
Mhm.
Like, and just to, because we were talking like shit. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, no, we were very much spooked.
We were spooked.
We were spooked. But I think the two things can be true at once, right? Like,
Yeah, true.
I think that like TikTok is like a very like, it's a like invaluable resource, right? For so many people, like it's created businesses, like it's gotten people to feel like safe in certain communities, and like, you know, it's brought a lot of people together and like taught us a lot of things that we didn't know before.
Yeah,
But we can also recognize that like
it's toxic.
it is harmful at times,
Yeah.
and it is toxic, and it's, you know, it's a necessary good, but it's also, it has its downsides as well, like the screen time and just comparing yourself like to people online, just like
Yeah.
any other platform. So I think
on.
that's where we were coming from. I think that's where we were coming from
Yeah.
with that. But like, I obviously understand. Like, I work in social media, Or it was.
Same.
So I do understand the importance of, you know, the apps, and just as somebody who follows like politics as well, I do understand how important TikTok is and that unique algorithm in creating like communities and just giving people a space where they can like gain more knowledge, learn about things, and just kind of like be able to advocate for themselves. And the thought of that just like all of a sudden going poof, like obviously that's really scary. And I feel like the people that aren't on TikTok or like don't really like get it because they have like Instagram Reels or whatever the fuck, like they don't understand those nuances to it. It's more than just like silly little dances and
Yeah.
like yes king memes. Like it's like there's like more to it, and I was trying like I feel like I have been like trying to explain to people
Yeah.
that, because it's like yeah, like obviously like you and I are like chronically online, like we have like
Well, yes.
we have like we have like a certain like dialogue that only like people with like 15 hours of screen time can like
Yeah.
truly understand.
Right.
But at the same time, we've learned a lot. Like
Yeah.
we've learned
Yeah.
a lot from this app. And I also understand not not reading into so much of the things you see online, but at least it gives you like a pathway to like to learn a little bit more about things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes. Yes to everything you said. Exactly. Yes. But I was also like, where am I gonna see my K-pop edits?
Oh
Where
my god,
am I
girl! I was like, my
Where-
recipes.
I was like, where am I gonna see? Like, where does the editing? I love editing culture. Like, that's like one of my things that I see the most on my For You page.
Mhm.
Like editing, like edits of anybody or just like anything, edits of anything. And I love it so much. And I'm like, where am I gonna get this content? Like, what? That's what stressed me out. Because
Mhm.
it's like, I don't know. That's like most of my life, you know. So I don't know. That was stressing me out.
For me, it was like the recipes.
Yes.
Because I do like to cook, and also just like I'm not even gonna lie, like the Yes King memes. Like
yeah, like
they give me life. Like,
yeah. Also, isn't it weird? Like I saw a lot of people talking about how like especially like big creators how it's become like this like community where you really can't like replicate it. Like it's
No.
nothing like you've seen in any other app, and that is so true. And I've been thinking like, what is it about TikTok that like makes it like that? Because like,
It's the algorithm.
is that what you think it is?
It
like,
has to be, because like where else, like, you know, how do I put this? Like if I liked your sweater or
Mhm.
something, and like I could make a TikTok and be like, oh, somebody please like tell me where this sweater's from.
yeah,
And like you will immediately like within like a span of like 24 hours like get like immediate responses. And like that's just like that's like a surface level like example,
yeah,
but like think about how powerful that tool is for like
Mhm.
normal things, like trying to solve a crime, or you know, like
yeah,
like other, like it doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
that severe, but like other things as well, like
yeah,
you know what I mean, just the ability to get like such like such quick like responses
Yeah.
and like have feedback like that, I think is really important.
yeah. I saw this one
And
TikTok.
nothing else is like that.
Yeah, where this girl was like, she had like her makeup out, and she's like me going back to Reels or like back to Instagram, like getting ready, like that. I feel like that really like. I don't know. It's just something about TikTok that I feel like you can kind of be more free than Instagram. And I'm like, what is it? But like, I feel like on Instagram you have to be perfect, and like everybody
Yeah,
you
it's
know is
very
on there.
curated,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody your family's on there. Like you have to like look your best. It's mostly about pictures. Like
Mhm.
you can't be silly on Instagram, and I feel like TikTok is just about like truly being yourself, and it's like a sleepover. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like you're all ugly, like you're all just like chilling, you know, like
Mhm.
Instagram feels like you're sitting in your sala with like your family, and like you're all dressed up, and you're just like very prim and proper,
Yeah.
and like TikTok feels like a sleepover. So I felt like they were taking that away.
Yeah.
know?
Like the veil's a little bit lifted with like
Yeah.
when it comes to TikTok.
Should we get into the other side of how we feel now that it's back?
Yeah, so So why don't we talk about that time that we didn't have TikTok at all?
Right.
So like how was that for you?
I was on the ledge. So I'm kidding. No.
Sophie's like grabbing you. She's
No,
got
no,
her
no.
claws on you like chill, girl.
Well, no. I'm being very dramatic right now. Okay, please don't take me too damn serious. Okay, I wasn't on the ledge. Okay, I was fine. Okay, but I was a little sad. I was like, oh, it was quiet. It was definitely quiet. I was like, oh, this is boring. What do I do now? You know?
Yeah.
I almost read a book. I'm not kidding. I was looking at my books and I was like, should I read? And then it came back and I was like, oh,
And then they
thank
were
God.
like, the books are like, ooh,
taking off the dust off of them.
and then you just hear like a little notification on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
I think so. During that time, I was like I said, I was like painting this week, so I was just trying to finish those up. So I wasn't like, I at least had something to kind of like get my mind off of it. And you know, I was upset. I was upset about TikTok being banned, not so much for like the memes and stuff, because like I, as a millennial, like I dealt with this through Vine. So the meme aspect of it, I was like, damn, like this sucks that it's happening again, but like I'm sure something else will come up.
Yeah.
But I was more upset at just like what TikTok means, in the sense that like, you know, obviously people can connect and educate themselves on things that are happening in our government and just learn about like politics and whatnot. That part I was like more upset about, and I was just feeling like really like, damn, like we are like in a dystopian
Right.
we're like in a dystopian timeline right now. So I did like just like go like paint to just like distract myself. Like that was always gonna be like my plan B anyways if it like dropped, because I was gonna go. I did make a red note, I will say.
I did too.
And it's fun on there.
It is. It's more aesthetically like more of like a Pinterest kind of thing, though. I feel like. For me.
But I was getting like secondhand embarrassment from like Americans acting a fool on
Yeah.
there, so I was just like, all right, maybe
And
I should just take a step back
It's
from like social media.
Because I saw videos of people being like I curated my For You page and you guys are coming in and messing it all up, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should leave.
I mean,
feel
there's
bad.
definitely like that as well, but I'm just like, the way I saw it is just like, I know like a lot of the people, I'm sure a lot of the people that were on Red Note like were also very like xenophobic like during like peak COVID.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that like the
And they
switch
still
up is
are.
crazy.
They
like,
still are, because
switch
the
up's
amount
wild.
of memes I saw, like some of them were funny of being like, oh, I'm going over to Red Note, but some of them were like just straight up racist.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
was
like-
like okay, like some of the like some jokes like we can all like laugh at, right?
Yeah.
But like there's a line that like was definitely being crossed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, y'all are being fucking racist. First of all, I do feel like it's especially especially right now, I feel like Chinese people are getting like
Yeah.
just like the brunt of racism, and like just like people's like little like ha ha hee hee funny like jokes about like being on Red Note, like when 5 years ago you guys were like doing like the most awful things to like Asian Americans over fucking COVID is like
Yeah, that whole
crazy. The
thing that
switch up's
happened.
wild just because you want your little like fun memes and shit. But I don't know. That's
America.
that's a whole other conversation.
This
But
is
yeah, I did
America.
go on Red Note for a little bit, and it was like cool. But I was just like, I don't know if I'm like really gonna like stick to this. I'd rather just kind of do other things that aren't like maybe spend a little less time in front of a screen. So
Yeah, I felt a little desperate. I was like, oh god.
but all of that to say is that I was like painting during that time, and then like every once in a while I would like take a break, and like I didn't realize like how much I use TikTok as like a search engine more than anything else. So like any sort of like question or something I had, I would like search, and then I'm like, oh fuck, like I can't use this. I'm like, what am I gonna use? Google? I don't want to use Google.
I don't search on TikTok a lot. I never thought to use it for that. I heard that it's like the second most used like search engine or something like that.
That's because of me.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. One more thing about, oh my god, it's it's just been such like a weird week, but like I don't know, the whole like the red note like that bothered me.
What?
It like really bothered me, like some of the like the comments like people were making, and it's just like damn, like Americans really don't have any decorum.
Like literally trash.
It's
Yeah,
just ugh.
I know. I do want to get into this conspiracy theory that I have though, about this whole situation. And I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying it as well. It was an original thought, but then I went on TikTok and then a lot of people were saying it too.
No,
So I was
never
like,
mind.
yeah, so I was like, oh, never mind. But I think, come for me if you want, but I think this whole thing was coerced. I think that the whole thing was Trump. I think the whole thing was made up. I think Trump did it so that he can get the younger vote and that more people can like him. And yeah, I think that the whole thing was just fake. And that he just did it for, yeah, so people can be like, yay, Trump, he got TikTok back. But I think the whole thing was fake. I think the whole thing was just,
Yeah.
because it's so weird. Like, I just feel like it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have worked like that. It just can't work like that. You know? And then conveniently, the day after the day after it gets deleted or whatever, Trump's instated and now he can bring it back. It's like a little convenient, but okay.
yeah.
You know? I don't know. The whole thing was very weird to me. I'm sure there's flaws in my theory, but I just feel like it was just a little bit too convenient and a little bit too like, you know?
No, yeah. I don't know. I have like a bunch of like different thoughts on it, and like I feel like maybe my thoughts aren't like fully developed yet
Yeah,
because
same.
everything did happen. It's like it's only been like what, like 48 hours that
Literally.
went- and I just like I got back on TikTok, and it's just very much not the same. And it's just I don't know, like the I don't think it's like a coincidence that now we're able to connect it to Facebook. Um right before right before it went dark, there were like lives going on of like protests and stuff.
Yeah, I saw.
And now I go on it live. The live feature is all of a sudden unavailable.
Right, which
You're
I
not
think is
scrolling
spooky.
and seeing any more
Mhm.
lives.
Now it's back, but I don't like that it was gone for that time. I'm like, what were you guys doing?
Yeah, it's just it definitely feels like now like whoever they sold to, if they did it all, obviously like obviously America has like their hands on it now, and they have like control of like what's being pushed on there. So it's just like things are definitely being censored in a way that like is similar to Facebook and Instagram, and I don't love that. Um I don't like the idea that like Mark Zuckerberg potentially bought this and like just like further like creating this oligarch where like five people have like all of the world's wealth.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's definitely like larger than just like a silly little like social media platform, right? I think that this like stems onto larger things, and I think that obviously I found it weird that when I did get back onto Instagram, they were like, "Thanks to President Donald Trump," like as a push
Yeah.
notification. First of all,
Eating
that's
his
weird.
bumpies. I'm like, all right.
That's weird. First of all. Second, like the I guess a now former CEO like Shu, um, kept pushing TikToks like basically being like thanks
Yeah.
to President Trump for his efforts and da 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 da, and now he's like showing up to the inauguration. That's suspect. It's just like a bunch of things that are just like damn, like the writing's on the wall, and I just feel like now we're gonna get pushed like more conservative content on TikTok,
Yeah.
similar to how Twitter is now, that like you really can't like go like 5 tweets without seeing some sort of
Oh my
like
god, Twitter makes me want to
political.
like literally shoot myself. I
Yeah.
can't.
So it's a shame because
Yeah.
obviously like I enjoyed the app for like several different reasons. But I mean, people will find another app to like basically like unionize
Yeah.
and like talk about certain things. But I don't think, obviously, bringing back TikTok serves like several purposes. Obviously, it makes like Donald Trump look good, but I think that it does more harm than good to remove the app for several reasons. One, um, TikTok is like a $1 billion industry. Like people have businesses on there. Like
Mhm.
that brings in a lot of money for our economy. So it
Mhm.
would be like super foolish
Yeah.
to cut off that limb when we're already like down bad in our
Struggling. Yeah.
economy, and like that's what you're going to start with your first 100 days. Like obviously not. And then also what was the other thing? It was okay, so there's also this. It's just like rent's high. Like people aren't going to be able to buy houses. We're
The
never going to
minimum
be able,
wage is
we're
low as
never going to,
fuck.
yeah, minimum wage is low. Health insurance, like people are in like medical bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Like they can't even afford to like keep themselves healthy. Like
Mhm.
did I mention the groceries are high? Like
Yeah.
everything's so expensive. Like it's just like so miserable. And if you take the one thing that 170 million Americans use to basically numb themselves
Yeah.
from all of the bullshit, they are going to wise up. If you take away the only thing that is distracting them from the egregious things that are happening in this country, they're going to wise up and
Yeah.
they're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like they did bring it back to kind of like to soothe people,
Yeah.
because like if you give people the time and the opportunity, they're going to get wise about like, hey, this fucking sucks. I
Yeah.
want to do something about it.
Yeah.
So that's like those are my thoughts on it. Still further developing those thoughts as, this week goes on.
Yeah.
Um
Definitely. Because I'm like, what's gonna happen? Because if he did sell it to Meta or whatever, I'm like, are they gonna start rolling out like more ads? Are they gonna start changing
I
features?
already started getting like Instagram ads on
Like stuff like that is just gonna give me the ick, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not doing this. And it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be like, fuck everything, you know. I stay strong with YouTube though, but yeah, it's just if they start doing that, it's gonna be like Vine, where it's just like it just dies,
I'm
and
sure
it's like,
there is going to be like another social media platform to come out in like the next
I
year or
hope
so
so.
anyways, though, cuz it's by design. Like
Yeah,
people just move on to the next thing anyways, especially if they start to see that like TikTok is just like not what it used to be.
yeah,
um but yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
yeah. The whole thing is weird, and just we'll see what happens throughout the week. Um,
There's going to be like mass deportation.
yeah, I wanted to talk about that, but then I'm like, should we get into that? Because that just breaks my heart a little bit, and
It does.
it gives me so much anxiety too. I'm like, I don't know, I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
I know it's a lot of, I don't know. The whole thing gives me so much anxiety, but I'm also trying to like not let it get to me, which is such a weird thing as well. Because I'm like, I don't know. Social media is basically my life. It's my literal job too. So it's like, I don't know. Like if that were to happen to YouTube, I'd be like in full panic right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. The whole
um
thing's weird.
I will say, like, I guess my final like piece
Yeah.
on just like all of this is that I have been like, I've been watching like a few video essays on like similar like on this kind of like subject matter. I do feel like America's like empire is like about to fall.
Yeah, it's cracking.
I think in the next few years we are about to see a huge shift. Um Especially with just like how I mentioned, like, five or six like people own all of like the wealth.
Yeah.
Like it's I feel like we're gonna have like a Roman Empire situation. Like things are going to change in a really big way, and people are going to revolutionize. I think that bringing back TikTok was to just kind of slow that down a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is like something like really bubbling within, like bubbling underneath the surface or whatever. You see it with like that whole Luigi Mangione
Mm.
thing. Like people have had enough. Like people were shocked like that they were rooting for him. It's just like no, people have had enough. Like the writing is on the wall.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on to something a little bit more
Please.
happy and positive? Let me look at my notes because throughout these 2 weeks, I feel like I've been just writing things down. Things that have happened throughout the week.
Okay.
Oh my god. So okay, this is so random, but did you hear Bad Bunny's new album?
I did not listen to it yet. I know he had the album. I have not listened to it yet. I am still in a bad way with Bad Bunny.
Ay, girl.
Listen, listen. I
Let the man make mistakes.
I understand the subject matter of the album and everything, and I do think that it's like important, and I do want to listen to it, but it's just kind of like, here you come crawling back. Like,
you think so?
It's just kind of like, because I just felt like when he was in that whole like Kendall Jenner arc, like the whole like peak of his career, like when Verano Sin Ti came out, he was like feeling himself. He was like hot shit. What's that song? El Apagón. He like had a whole interview and he was just like, yeah, like it's just a song. Like it was just like, well, that song meant like a whole lot to like a bunch of people, and like you had like a whole like mini documentary on it.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it just felt like it felt very much like selling out when that whole thing came out, and then I don't know. I just like wasn't feeling it. It really did kind of give sellout, and I feel like now he's not with her. It's just like you want to be like, hey, I was just playing about all that shit earlier.
Well, this is awkward because I wanted to talk about the albums, but it's not like fuck him, I guess.
I mean, I still haven't listened to it. Maybe I'll listen to it and like change my and be like,
maybe we can move on then.
No, I mean, talk about it. But yeah, our moms are there right now, and like,
which fun fact, I didn't know my mother left to Puerto Rico
like 3 days ago.
She did 3 days ago. She didn't say anything to me. Very disrespectful. Anyways.
Yeah, no, my mom texted me and she was like, yo, there's like hella Americans here. And she was like, she was feeling it. She was like, damn, like.
Yeah. I know my dad talks to me about it all the time, and I'm like, it's interesting because I get to see hear the perspective of somebody who actually lives in Puerto Rico and like how they feel about the whole thing. And we kind of do talk about politics a lot, weirdly, and he talks about Trump a lot, and like, and just the whole thing, and just like it's I don't know, because like I said, I was listening to the album, and he talks a lot about like that, like just like colonization and like people coming over there and just like making it their own, and like losing kind of that culture a little bit. Like there's a music video that he put out for what is it called? Debí tirarte foto. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And it's kind of like this old man just walking around. And he has like
I've
this.
seen it.
Yeah, and he goes to the store and he asks for like a quesito, but then the girl's like, vegan quesito. And he's like, what? And they're like, just give the man the quesito.
It's like $30.
Yeah. But it's like, it's so interesting because my dad, like, he has this I don't know, I've heard this opinion from like people from Puerto Rico where they're like, we do want more jobs and we want more kind of like what Puerto Rico, like America has, but it's also like, it's too much. Like it's too much. Like there's no in between kind of, because it's like they want the help, they want the jobs. There's no jobs over there. Like in our little like pueblito, like the only place you could go work as a like Walmart, and then like a carpenter. Like that's all you can really do. Or yeah, a mechanic. It's like those are the 3 things you can do, and it's like one only, like who's gonna be doing all that anyways. So it's like they want more jobs, and like I've even heard that they want resorts and things like that, but it's like it gets to a point where it's like a little bit too much, and it's like it becomes more harmful than good. And I feel like, and he has this other song called something about Hawaii, lo que pasó con Hawaii or something like that. And like obviously that happened with Hawaii, where it's like a big thing over there where it's like way too many people are moving over there and taking over their land, and like it's a whole thing. So yeah, it is scary. It is scary. And it's just crazy. Like, I don't know, the whole album, I don't know, I know how you feel about him, but it's like it didn't make me a little emotional, Because like I hear what you're saying, and I fear that it is almost like a canon event for anybody who is like of Spanish descent who moves into America, where you just kind of like you get so like into it that you almost like lose your roots.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I was the same way, where it's like I got so into American culture and so like into all that you're just kind of lose your your roots. And then you do get to a point where you
have to come
something
back.
happens to you and you just like you're like the veil falls and you're like, oh fuck. You
That's
know.
crazy. Kendall Jenner was that.
And I feel like that's what happened to him, Loki. And yeah, if it was her, who knows, or whatever it was. But I feel like that is like a canon event, and I do feel like listening to that album like made me like, it made me a little sad because I was like, I do feel I'd be like not whitewashed, but you know what I'm saying. Like I love like the American culture and things like that. But it's like, and I will say some things about Puerto Rican culture to get on my nerves because we love our loud cars, we love our loud music. I don't like loud things, so that's the only thing. But in that's a very big part of like our culture. It's just like parties, you know, loud music, cars, like that is a big part of everything. And you know, so I don't know, listening to it, he has a lot of songs that like also just remind me of like he has this one called let me look it up. It's
I will say that I do definitely want to listen to it. I think I have to like obviously like put my feelings, my sour feelings about that whole situation.
yeah,
aside.
you gotta look at it in a different perspective, I feel.
Yeah, but I do just like also I feel like that like piece of music or that record's gonna be like something like you want to like just really like sit with
Yeah,
and listen to. I don't really want to
definitely.
listen to it like piece by piece because obviously he's like telling a story here. And
Yeah, that's what I did. I literally sat in my bed and I was like, I'm gonna listen through this and go through every song and just like really hear what he's saying. Because he has this one song, girl. This one made me cry because it reminded me of Kike, our grandfather. It's called Café con Ron.
Yeah, see, that's
And
another part of like why I don't really want to listen to this right now.
girl,
because, like I just feel like it's gonna like
yeah, it's gonna break you a little bit.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
gonna
as any Puerto Rican, it's just like
yeah.
it kind of like hits you in a certain way, and it just
But also in like a personal way that I didn't think, because obviously there is that whole Puerto Rican side and the whole like everything, but it's like some of the songs felt so familiar almost, like my like I could have made it up in my head too, like and the words he uses and the slang he uses and just like the little things that you would do with your family that is so Puerto Rican. And like he has it in those songs and the Café con Ron. I was like, girl, I could cry because it just reminded me so much of Kike, of our grandfather.
I just know that it's gonna like make me emotional, and just like with everything else happening in the world, I'm like, damn, like, do I want another reason to cry?
Yeah.
But maybe it's like a good type of cry.
It was though, because I feel like after it, I was like, I need to get back into my culture bag. I need to get back into being my Latina bag because that made me feel very much whitewashed, and I was like, oh, what? Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm missing out on so much because I also was one of those people who like, ew, reggaeton, like, ew, like I don't want to listen to that shit. But now I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out on so much because I don't know. I also have this weird thing with like, I get triggered by a lot of like music. Weirdly, it brings me back. You know, so like certain like reggaeton is one of them where I'm like, there's certain people in my life that I just do not like, and they love reggaeton, and it's like it triggers me a little bit to hear it. So it's like, I don't know, but I definitely want to start reclaiming my culture, you know, and being more Latina and reading more in Spanish and talking more in Spanish and just like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. Just, I mean, even without the whole album and everything.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Just felt
Yeah.
like,
For the
I
last couple
definitely-
of like a year, I think. I've just especially talking to my dad. Like I said, I'm like it's so sad because like the more like obviously I talk to him throughout the years, and like I can feel that my Spanish is like slowly like getting worse,
Yeah, if
and
you
it
don't
like
use it, you lose
actually is making me depressed. Like it's actually like every time I talk to him every day, I'm like, well, he doesn't call me every day, but you know what I mean.
it.
When he does call me, like sometimes like the words I'm like I get stuck and I'm like, oh no, you know, like it yeah, it gives me anxiety. So I'm trying to like get back into it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And like talk more. I also don't talk in general, like to
Mhm.
nobody. So it's like, girl, I would have lost my English if I didn't, live in America.
Yeah, if you don't use the language, you lose it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we were talking about this like a couple days ago. Like, I'm trying to like relearn too, just because like I know that when I have kids, I want them to know
Yeah.
Spanish. I want them to know the culture their mother
Mhm.
comes from.
Mhm.
Obviously, I would want them to understand like Filipino culture as well. Like, but our grandparents are getting older, our families are getting older, so it's just it's our job to kind of keep that going.
Mhm.
So that's something I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel him. I fear it's a canon event, and I never gave him a chance. So I'm
Really?
giving him the chance now. I didn't really get into Bad Bunny. There was one song, Yugani, Yugani,
Yonaguni?
Yunaguni. I can never pronounce that, Yunaguni. That's the one song from him that I know word for word. But I don't really like listen to him like that. This is the first time that I actually like sat down and listened to like his album. Um, I'm glad that it was this one too, because it's like it really did move me. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Let us know in the comments down below any opinions you have. Make sure, sir. Make sure to subscribe. I can't speak. Make sure to subscribe. I forgot how to do this. It's been 2 weeks, so I'm kind of like, what? Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have an incredible week. Stay strong, and we will see you guys in the next one.